Geek Tonight's What's Poppin'? It's Adonis. Today is exciting. We're taking an exclusive first look at LumeCube's new light panel. Let's go. Now, if you're unfamiliar with LumeCube, they are responsible for these little cube-like LED lights, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's this little guy right here. Now, this is the OG variant of it. There are newer versions of it out there, but this is the OG version, and these are really cool. Super powerful, extremely versatile. But they are going to start going into something new. And it starts with this right here. It's called the light panel. And I'm going to open this up, slide it out, this little case, and here it is. And if you can tell, it's almost the same size as a 10S Max. It's really reminiscent to essentially a smartphone. But it's actually super interesting about how versatile this light actually is. Now, shout out to LumeCube for sending this to me. This isn't a paid review or anything like that, but they did send it to me free of charge. I just want to let you guys know ahead of time what's going on here. But let's actually walk through some of these things. It's actually pretty interesting. So on the back is kind of where all the, engagement of the device actually happens. So I'm gonna power this on. You're gonna see my face kind of illuminate right now. So on the back panel here, we actually have some really cool information. Not only do you get battery life, but you get battery life based on how bright the light actually is. So that's really cool. And then you have your color temperature as well as the brightness of the light. So right now you see that we're at 5%, and if I just kind of kick that up, you'll start seeing it go up by 5% increments all the way up to 100%, and you can go down here and reverse that as well. Now if you hit the little M button here, which is also the power button, you can now change the color temperature. So we're at 5600 right now, and then I can just go all the way down to 32, which is really, really cool. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, I wonder, one, how versatile or how good this light is actually going to be in practical use, right? It's cool to, talk about, oh, this light does this and has that and blah, blah, but being able to see it in actual function is really what a light is actually about. I know people are like, oh, well, it doesn't match this light and blah, blah, and how close to this is it? And I get that, and that's definitely something that's important. However, if you're, somebody like myself that isn't a professional cinematographer or videographer, that isn't an expert in lighting, and maybe just wants to use a couple of lights for YouTube, or maybe want to shoot stuff with their camera on their iPhone, things like that, we're going to see what this actually looks like. Now, during this shot, I really wanted to see how bright this light could actually get, kind of from a top-down perspective. Now, I know this is a very unique way of lighting something, especially with a light source this small. I just wanted to test it out to see. So we're probably about maybe a meter away from the actual subject. It's mounted above the coffee cup, and you guys can see here it go from 5% all the way up to 100% and actually change color temperature as well. And it actually reproduces light really nice. Now, I probably would never use it this close to a subject. If I'm using it at 100%, I'd probably move it further back away. But you guys can kind of get an idea of what it can actually do with just this one light source. Now, this next test, I wanted to see what it would look like in an environment with other lights. So I have these two lights next to me sending light to the back, and I wanted to use this as the only key light for the sneaker that I was shooting. So I was like, let me just see what this looks like. And this was, I think, at 5% at the time. And it looked so freaking cool. Like, it's such a cool little light. Now, obviously, again, this is just a test of something that I was shooting. People are gonna get way more creative than I will with this light. You can have the diffusion off and have light that way as well. And I'll kind of show you what that looks like depending on what it is you want to light. But the diffusion makes things a little bit more soft. Obviously, this is a little bit more harsh, but still, considering the fact that I'm, holding it here, it doesn't seem like it's too ridiculous. Obviously, this is at 5%, so keep that in mind, but it's actually such a really cool little light. Now, there are a couple of things about this light that I thought were really, really interesting. Now, the first thing is powering the light. So you can charge this via USB, and there is a micro USB on the bottom and a USB-C. These are for 5-volt in to charge the actual light. But there is also a 5-volt out. Now, this is really cool. They actually send you in the box a micro USB, or a mini USB, sorry, a mini USB to USB that you can plug in, and then, USB type A to whatever charging port that you're charging into another device. So an iPhone, any other thing, that will actually send power from here to whatever device you're trying to charge. I thought that was really clever that they included something like this. Then obviously in the case, they also have a micro USB to USB type A that you can charge the device with as well. Now they also provide you a cold shoe with a quarter 20 on it, so you can mount it onto a camera like a DSLR, if you have it on a rig that you want to put it on as well. So my final thoughts on this is I actually really, really like it. And it's not the fact that it's small, it's the fact that I have control over it. The kind of bicolor function is really cool. 56 to 32, a lot of professional lights kind of give you that same range. So it's really cool that you have that ability in something that's the size of an iPhone, not to mention the fact that you have the ability to power other devices and charge via USB-C or micro USB. It's a really flexible little tool. I'm just curious to see what they do in the future with making larger panels, maybe making soft boxes for something like this little clipping situation they got on here. They can clip it onto a little light box, or making barn doors for this thing. There's a lot of cool stuff that they can do with this. I'm really impressed. LumeCube, really cool, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Do you guys think it's cool? Are you interested? Do you not really care about it? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, have the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any future content. But if you like this video, smash that like button, show you boys some love. And if you want to check out my latest videos, the links will be right here to the side. All right, guys, till next time.